occupational and safety health has been one of those things that, like sort of attending Sunday school, it's good for us, but no one goes.
No one comes to work to have an injury.
While health and safety is everybody's responsibility, those people are the ones that drive it home and are the glue that stick our whole health and safety management system together.
Tackling New Zealand's unacceptable record of workplace deaths, injuries and illnesses is all about you participating in your own health and safety and getting in behind your health and safety reps.
There's a lot of areas in the industry where we used to tell the company this certain piece of equipment is dangerous, and nothing was done. And that concerned me a lot, so I thought by putting my name forward I could sort of have a lot of input in correcting all those things that we believe that were unsafe.
The crew members from the Taupo region had put my name forward to be elected as a health and safety rep, and because that opportunity was given to me, I was able to take that on board after a little bit of thought to make sure that I was taking on a role that was not only going to benefit the company, but also benefit our crew members out there.
It wasn't just the union people or anything, it was everyone that works on plant was entitled to stand and put if they felt strong enough to put their names forward, and the people would elect them.
When we first started, there was no one too keen on it at all. No one. And they all sort of nominated me, and I thought, I don't know about this. I was very reluctant, but in the end I did go with it. And they all voted me on to it, you see. And that's how I ended up in the job. But yeah, we've made a lot of progress since then, you wouldn't believe it. We've had a lot of results, particularly with the fumes, which was dangerous. I didn't know how dangerous it was until we had the OSH come in and tell us. And the noise. We got machines down there, broke all records on noise until we muffled them up. Chemicals, that was a big one, because you can feel the chemicals in the air, it gets on your skin. You used to have all that, that's all gone now.
We've seen very good results, especially in prevention in the sewing areas of RSI injuries, etc. We can plan ahead. We've got people seated better, sitting better, improved their posture. So we've seen really good results here.
There's potential for lots of accidents out there, but if they know the way to handle themselves in the bush, we can keep them down, and the health and safety reps are now sort of able to identify where there are these issues.
There was a report last week how a guy was thinning through the vegetation and then he tripped over, and it was a near miss, because his hand had gone forward and missed the bar and chain. But I had to congratulate him because he had reported that. It was a near miss. He could have thought, well, I'll blow this. I won't report that because it could be embarrassing. But he did record it down. He mentioned it to the crew manager, and so I had to go out there and look at the reason why he tripped over. And it was because he was moving too fast through the vegetation.
This is a place that uses a lot of chemicals, and recently we've got some outlying buildings that were people were being brought inside the main campus area, and in the process of that they found a lot of chemicals which had just been left on shelves. One of them was picric acid, which is a highly explosive and dangerous chemical. At the time also there was stores of chemicals found that people had forgotten about for 10, 20 years. And it was raised at the chemical focus group that this was a problem, and we had a meeting and decided that the best way was to find a central storage place and to catalogue these chemicals according to their chemical class. So as a safety rep, I approached management and said, this needs to be done. We need to allocate some time and some money for it. It's actually saved money because often when you're doing reactions on the small scale, which we do here in a research environment, you only need 5 grams of this or 10 grams of that, and it only comes in a 250 or 500 gram bottle. And so you can get quite a lot of reuse of a chemical from different areas. And so it's more efficient if they can look up on the database we created of these chemicals, find the chemical, go and use it, use their 5 grams and put it back, and it's there for the next person.
You're working with knives, hot cutters, sterilisers, hot water, all around you, moving chains, and you got to be very aware of the people around you also with knives. And accidents can happen, and they do. And when you do have an accident with a knife, it's very, very serious.
I have a new glove called a Kev glove, which we were trialling not very long ago. Now it's compulsory to wear them if you are going to be using a knife. And they are very, very good. They've taken the cuts, which were normally everyday cuts, be nothing to have about 10 persons cut, fairly bad cuts, down to virtually zilch.
People think industrial accidents are the sort of falling on or cutting yourself with a skill saw. Seen all those sort of things on me, and that's right. But I think new technology has its own dangers, and I think that we don't think of a clerical worker, we regard it as safe, and because he's not going to fall off a ladder. But in fact, there's huge problems I think that can come from people who are on the computers all the time, who don't have programs which protect them in terms of the amount of time they're on, who aren't aware of the need to be sitting at a place that's been set up specifically for them, individualised workplaces.
I suffer from occupational overuse and didn't even know what it was. I just had pain with certain operative techniques, and so I went to the doctor and he thought that it was work related, so we went to the specialist at Mid Central Health and they reviewed me and said yes, it's definitely that. And we were getting to the stage other therapists, we're an ageing workforce, and other therapists were more or less saying, well gee, it's happened to me too, Glenda, you know, what are we going to do about it? So we said to the dental therapist that was in charge of ordering of equipment that the same sized instrument, the pincher type technique, was what was causing the damage. So of course they encompassed that, and any new things that had to be ordered they tended to alter the shape of the instrument. So that was a tremendous breakthrough, and I think we just encompassed everybody. You know, we just felt, you know, everybody put in ideas of how they overcome their overuse and what we did, and it was just brilliant. It just took off and we had everybody on board. Why? Prevention. Prevention's better than the cure. And if you enjoy your job as much as I do, you want to be here till you're 65. So you want to be able to take care of yourself and say, I want to be able to do this job when I'm that age.
I think at the last meeting we mentioned about trying to find another provider for the 2-day health and safety training. The CTU have so far been training some of our people, and there's more going next week. And if we have half going to the CTU and the other half going to another provider, you end up with different presenters, different interpretations. So we've decided we want to stick with the CTU.
I found the course brilliant, both on 2 parts. One was the actual information given to us, and the other one was meeting people from a wide variety of organisations and workplaces and seeing the different standards of safety and how the different support they got. I was quite surprised at one place where they have quite a major safety initiative, but the owner of the company, who is a private run industry, so he owns the company, decides that safety doesn't apply to him and he breaks all their rules. And it was very interesting to hear, and we were all quickly advising the safety rep that he needed to use the power that he now had to make the boss toe the line.
That it extends your knowledge about health and safety. It changed your view about why we need to make changes and the reason behind it. And at the end of the day, it's not only safe for you, but it's knowing that your family is able to see you back home safely.
I have seen a huge difference with getting people on board, and I think it's basically because we went out there and asked them what they wanted as well. So if we've had to produce a document, we've taken it back to all the team members for comment so that they feel that it's all a part of their work environment as well.
and we're just working for them basically, and I think that's important. What we're finding too, we're actually getting an increase in incident reports coming in too, no matter how minor. That way you can actually address any serious issues. A lot of minor issues can become serious. And then we feed back to each team member about that, so it's a prevention thing as well. How easy can that be? And it's very, very successful.
Hi, Glenda. Hi, Lloyd.
If you have a passionate person that totally believes in a cause, I think that rubs off a little bit. I think enthusiasm rubs off a little bit.
We have meetings at which the reps are represented, and we have a chairman, and each month we sort out any problems that could be ongoing in the factory or not ongoing, or any new, whatever might come up, and we just take them once a month and sort it out from there.
I might say we picked Larry to do the exercise. I think that's going to be the whole factory. Pick one person to do the exercise for everybody.
Everyone has a say. There's no problems with what anyone wants to put in. No worries at all. Yeah, it's been a real easy road to setting the whole thing up and working it. Even for me, because I've never been involved in anything like this before.
The company is now aware of more RSI injuries coming into our...
Yeah?
Oh yeah. And the thing is, Paddy, it just doesn't happen overnight. It happens over a long period of time. And the thing is that is why the company introduced the exercises. The exercises is a form of prevention.
Okay, guys, exercise. 1, 2, 3, 4, exercise over. More!
We tried to follow the pattern that OSH want, and it works well. Why reinvent the wheel? They know what they're doing, and we've just tried to follow that as closely as we can.
As employers, a lot of them are probably not aware of a lot of the issues that do face the guys out there on a day-to-day basis. But now that the company has gone ahead and we have health and safety reps like myself, they are able to get their finger on the pulse and are able to come together on board, discuss things at our meetings that we have on a regular basis with managers. And because I'm the health and safety rep on behalf of the other reps, I'm able to go back and discuss them with the managers and supervisors.
Outside the offer room, the concrete is cracked and broken. They got that big iron plate on there. The forklift driver was moaning about it today. Every time he hits it moves. Yeah, that's about it, I think. And some of the jobs that we've asked for haven't been done yet either.
Which sort of jobs?
In the trike room, that hook return. That's not.
It's on the list.
It's on this list. Hooks come down from the top trike room to the launch table. There's a wire that goes around the top of the rail that needs to be extended out because it's getting to a point and the hooks are flying off, hitting the person on that side of the table.
The dryer's not working, so what's happening is the cleaners are putting on wet gear when they come to work.
Just regarding hot hoses, there's still quite a few around both rooms that are leaking. I mean, they might not be noticed during the day, but they're certainly noticed when the cleaners got...
Where are they leaking?
At the nozzle end, and some of them are bent and some of them are just pouring out hot water, and of course, it's just running down your arms.
The colour of gloves. Getting a bit concerned about these. I went and got 22 extra ones about a week ago, and we're still missing gloves. So whether they're flying out the window or whatever, I don't know where they're going.
I think all workplaces have potential risks. I'm on our occupational safety group, and we go round as the union delegate, and we go round every month and have a hazard check. We're surprised what people find.
I go through once a week. Once a week I go right through the place and check all those things.
All right? Everything all right here? Safety guards on?
That was that one that come off the other day, eh? You want another screw in there?
Machinery guards, chemicals, and the PU that they're wearing safety boots. They've got to have safety boots on because of the heavy moulds that we use.
All the extractors working? No fumes? All good now.
It's gone real easy because everyone's been in on it. It wasn't just me. It was all the people that I work with, you know. They had to realise what we're up against and they all played their part.
This is our muffling system for the noise. Keeps the noise down. This is the bunker here for the chemicals.
To give the committee the profile it needs, it's absolutely vital that we as managers support them. So we make sure that there's no question about them having time off or whatever facilities they need, whatever amenities they need, we supply it without question. And but most of all, it's important that we're seen as being cooperating with them in what they're trying to achieve.
We've got the backing of management of the way that we've actually initiated it within dental. And they're just on board with it 100%.
People always think that management and union activists, I'd call myself one of those, have to be in conflict. That, in my experience, is not the case. There will be areas of conflict, particularly in talking about wages, but it's in management's interest that people are kept safe.
What we've been lucky to get here is a group of people, like I say, that have got a common goal. It's not about employers wanting to come along and moan about everything. It's about, these are problems, how do we fix them? And it is very much, and how do we fix them together too? It's not just, that's your problem, go away and fix it, yeah.
One of the problems initially we had with this being a lab was we didn't have a fume hood or a supply of water, which is obviously a little bit of a safety hazard. So I took my concerns to the safety reps, and in a relatively short period of time, they located a fume hood that we could use here, and a sink was put in. The sink was probably put in first. It didn't take that long. The interesting thing about the sink is when the plumber did put the sink in, he realised we're underground, so draining the water was a little bit of a problem. So the water's now pumped up, which is something they didn't think about at the time. And I guess the only other safety issues I had were these doors were the other way around, so they open in. And according to safety regulations, doors in a lab should open out in case you have to make an emergency exit. So hence we have all these safety stickers on the inside now. So we've had to get some new safety stickers for the new outside.
We have laboratories with offices leading off the sides. And if someone wants to walk through a laboratory to see someone in the office, they may not think that what they're doing is unsafe. I'm only walking through an area, but they do not know what someone else is doing. And I think raising that awareness of the fact that it's not you that's safe or unsafe, it's what's going on in your vicinity that you may not have any understanding of. People can walk into this laboratory and I can be doing an explosive reaction. They don't know what I'm doing. To them it looks like a coloured liquid, but it is potentially very dangerous, and so I get quite nervous in that situations and I bark at people before they walk in the door. But they're getting an awareness that they can't just safely, I'm not a chemistry person, I'm just walking through the area, but it is a chemistry area and there's dangers there that they are unaware of. And as people become more aware that it's the environment that could be unsafe, they are stopping to put the safety glasses on or pausing at the door saying, is it safe to walk in? So we're raising their awareness.
We do get a bit blasé working in the job day in, day out, or year in, year out, and sometimes it doesn't hurt to just step back and say, right, it's now the time to sort of see what kind of hazards are around you. It's not a hard thing to do. And who's it benefiting in the long run? I believe it's really, really important to keep yourself safe and happy in your job.
We do have a responsibility, each one of us, like driving carefully, not drinking driving. It's that sense of, I am a bit responsible for what goes on here. I don't think everyone else can mollycoddle you and look after you. I have to be responsible for it, for myself. I have to take the breaks. If my computer says get up and do some move around, I have to do that.
Our people still don't wear the earmuffs, they still don't wear the eye protection, so it's up for us, every individual on the plant, to say, hey, come on, mate. You need to be wearing your glasses, you need to be wearing your safety gear. So it's a challenge every day, actually, because people, it's an ongoing education thing. We just got to keep on telling them and telling them and telling them. And after about 2 or 3 weeks, it's just second nature. They put on their gloves, they put on their earmuffs, they put on their glasses.
In the past, there were a lot of negative attitudes, and I think now the staff feel comfortable. They've got people to talk to, they can take their problems to, and they don't feel threatened. And I think feeling comfortable about health and safety issues is really, really important, especially in our multicultural workforce.
A number of employees out there, a lot of them are quite shy to come forward, but now when I turn up, they're quite free to come up to me and discuss these issues. Now they realise that there are solutions to a lot of the incidences and near misses out there, that they are important to report back to the company. It's good that you are able to relate to the guys on their level, and a lot of them relate to you if you are on the work site. It's no good sort of bringing them into the office because they feel uncomfortable. They feel like they're being attacked. And if you're out on the work site, they tend to come down to earth. You pull them out, you have lunch with them, you blend them with them, you talk to them. And it's not just talking about work, it's talking about their life, their family, talking about their recreation, sport. And once I've got there with the guys, able to relate to them, then I'm able to go in there and talk. Okay, just when you're doing your cuts, just slow them down just slightly, okay? Because I noticed that you might be just rushing it a bit. With your back cut, if you slow it down, then you can leave a bit more hinge.
It's really good to have these health and safety reps around because it's so encouraging for us. And you know, back in our time, we never ever had no one to come and encourage us about safe and healthy. We were always just in there and hearty all the way hard, and for us likewise in the long run it helps us too.
Hello John.
Oh,
how's it going, mate?
Yeah,
oh, you're doing good, mate. Having a good sweat up.
Yeah, man.
Oh, good on you, mate. Hey, the reason why I'm out this morning is to congratulate you and your crew for winning the Quarterly Award.
Oh, too much.
And on behalf of the CNI management, because I'm the health and safety rep,
yep.
They thought it'd be best that I come out and congratulate you, not just on your production, your quality and your attendance, but as a crew manager, you'll realise that the health and safety plays an important part in your guys' day-to-day routine. And as a contribution to your Quarterly Award, we would like to give each of your guys one of those beanies each.
Oh, geez, I really appreciate that, Colin.
Yeah, no, kudos, mate. Yeah.
Oh, thanks very much, bro.
They deserve a lot of kudos for the work they do. They do a lot of above and beyond the call of duty. They came down and did a very thorough check of the NMR room. Not only my concerns, which I'd brought up, but they came around just to check whether there was anything else which I, perhaps wasn't aware of, which was a potential hazard.
I see a confidence growing in raising issues and getting things dealt with. Before we had a frustration and despair from some people that they couldn't get any changes into this place. Now I see confidence, and more issues are coming to light of people who've not bothered before because nothing was going to be done about it, so why bring it up? Now we're getting people who are actually standing up and saying, and even people who aren't the safety reps in areas are actually learning that they can stand up and speak and their issues are listened.
I am feeling positive about it, I am, very much so. It's the first time in my 30 years of working here that I've been very, very positive about anything, really. Especially in health and safety. The biggest joy I get is just seeing them back at work and come up to you saying thanks very much. That's sort of makes it all worthwhile, I suppose.
I like seeing safety as not as a bad word anymore, but it's an expected word. Does anyone have any safety issues to raise at our meeting today? I like seeing that. And then hopefully it's just become so natural that we won't have to think about it.
It's important. so I can keep my job. I've got somewhere to come each day. So yeah, no, it's important.
There's nothing worse than going on to ACC and not being able to come to work every day. I'd have hated it. So let's spread the word. Let's spread the word.